This chart shows a sudden, violent candlestick spike in the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is a stock market index tracking the performance of 500 of the largest listed companies in the United States. Over just 6 minutes, $2 trillion in market cap materialized out of nowhere, while global oil prices immediately cratered. The trigger for this massive swing was a single announcement from Donald Trump. He publicly declared a 15-point peace plan and a complete ceasefire with Iran. But within an hour, the entire narrative collapsed. Iran publicly denied having any contact or agreement with the White House. The markets realized they had been played, immediately crashing and wiping out $1 trillion. That historic peace deal was entirely fabricated. It vaporized massive amounts of global wealth in minutes, serving as a highly profitable distraction from what was actually happening on the ground. Financial data reveals that insiders placed $500 million in oil futures bets just 5 to 10 minutes before the White House made its public post. While traders were reading about a supposed pause in the fighting, thousands of U.S. Marines and expeditionary forces were quietly arriving in the Middle East. We are watching a deliberate geopolitical tactic play out. While the U.S. broadcasted peace, Benjamin Netanyahu completely ignored the ceasefire declaration, accelerating airstrikes across Iranian energy sites. That 5-day window was never a genuine diplomatic push. It was a required stalling tactic, buying the military the exact time it needed to assemble troops for a forced ground invasion. For nearly a month, the most advanced air arsenals in the American and Israeli militaries have bombarded Iranian territory. Yet, despite declarations from Washington that the war is won, Iran has easily sustained its momentum, launching what it calls its 80th wave of counteroffensives. This map shows the scale of the retaliation. Red strike vectors originate from Iran, branching out to hit targets across Israel, Kuwait, Jordan, and Bahrain. Zooming into Kuwait and Bahrain, we see these strikes deliberately target active U.S. military installations and naval fleets. Dropping the heaviest, most sophisticated bunker buster bombs in the world has entirely failed to neutralize the enemy's ability to launch missiles. A bunker buster is a type of munition specifically designed to penetrate hardened targets or targets buried deep underground before detonating. The entire American air strategy is being defeated by a vast subterranean network consisting of 27 deeply buried missile cities. This diagram shows the geological defense mechanism at play. These bases are carved deep inside ancient, highly dense granite mountains. The thick rock places the tunnels mathematically beyond the physical penetration limits of conventional explosive yields. The bases operate on a highly lethal hit-and-run cycle. A hidden tunnel door opens, a ballistic missile fires, and heavy blast doors immediately seal the rock face shut. Because of this design, the launch sites can withstand infinite surface bombardment while maintaining a continuous, unhindered stream of counterattacks. Since air superiority is useless against hundreds of feet of solid granite, military command realizes there's only one way left to stop the missiles. They have to physically send human soldiers down into the tunnels. That unsolvable granite problem explains exactly why thousands of Marines are currently assembling. The sterile, high-altitude air war is over, and a physical ground assault is beginning. The primary strategic target for this imminent invasion is Karg Island. This single offshore terminal handles 90. The Iranian military has spent 2 full decades deliberately structuring its forces for exactly this scenario, specifically designing its defense to bleed out a prolonged American ground invasion. The stakes extend far beyond the Middle East. Superpower adversaries like China are quietly studying the conflict, taking notes on the rapid exhaustion of American munitions and the hard limits of its military reach. A narrative of victory can easily be fabricated to manipulate the stock market, but the brutal physical reality of this subterranean battlefield is actively dismantling America's global military deterrence.